Right guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. So today we got for you guys another guide update. Now this one is the advanced combos and features in Sparking Zero. So let's go guys with a new with a new guide, because it's quite meaty and of course quite exciting. So we're going to talk about the movement, but obviously a bit more advanced movement, offensive and defensive stuff you can do in the game. Right, let's go. The first one, the movement. So we actually talked about this one initially in the first guide, but there's some more explanation here. So you have three types of movement. The step, short, dash. So you press X to go forward or sideways, allowing you to be less static and harder to predict when facing your opponent. By pressing X, you can move quickly in any direction. If you are close to your opponent, it will perform a step, whilst you are, if you are far away, it becomes a short dash. So if you're close, it becomes a step. If you're far, it's an actual dash going out, right? Which is useful for dodging various attacks, such as blast attacks. The Dragon Dash. So holding R2, you rush at high speed towards the direction of the stick is oriented. While this will consume ki, so the step dash doesn't consume ki, but the Dragon Dash does consume ki, right? This consumes ki upon activation, and during movement, it is a useful way to travel over large maps. This move can be followed by multiple rush combos or smash attack. Nice. And then we have the next one, which is the Z Burst Dash. So when you press R2 plus X, you'll be able to perform a Z Burst Dash. This is a high-speed movement that allows you to go behind your opponent during the Dragon Dash. This is exactly in what we've seen in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. It's exactly the same thing, which is so cool. It consumes more ki than the Dragon Dash, but also makes it harder for the opponent to guard, because obviously you're going behind them. Next one, Quick Ascent, R2 plus L1, and Quick Descend, R2 plus L2. Obviously descending while you're emitting your ki aura. During this movement, your ki gauge will also be consumed. So the only movement when you don't consume any ki at all is going to be the step, which is this one here. So make sure to use this one when you need it, and only really do Dragon Dashes if it's necessary, because if you just spam it, your ki will definitely go down, right? Which is crazy. Now, gonna go for the next one. So this is the obviously the movement, as you can see here, which is nice. So got the dash, short dash, the Dragon Dash. Nice. And the Z Burst, one of my favorites actually, which is really awesome. Look at that, boom. Nice. Quick Ascend, Quick Descend. And descent. Nice. Now we're gonna go to more stuff here. So now we're gonna talk about the offensive. So this is, guys, where it gets interesting. So you have three different rush chain actions. You have the rush chain, the smash attack, and a power smash. So the rush chain is pressing square 4 times up to a maximum, plus the triangle. The longer the combo is, the bigger the damage dealt, of course, as you can imagine. The smash attack are a type of build-up attack that will blow your opponent away. Their power changes depending on how long you charge up the attack. When performing a smash attack, make sure to hit the right timing. A power smash is stronger than a normal smash, so there's two types of smash, and will knock your opponent further back. Hold down the square for smash attack and release once fully charged for a power smash. So if you keep it all the way to the maximum, it's going to release a massive attack. But of course, this one, really important, people can predict against it quite easily, because if you do it, for example, upper or lower, people can guard against it quite easily. So it's quite a risky move. This move will knock your opponent back and cause massive damage. You can also charge it not only to keep your damage at distance, you can also connect power smashes to follow-up attacks such as Dragon Homing and Vanish attacks, which we've seen this as well in Budokai Tenkaichi. The lift strike, so this one, I like this one because this is a classic one. So press square, up, and triangle to see your opponent flying. And the Grand Slash, press square, down, triangle, directing your attack downwards. Useful for the ground. This move will cause your opponent to go down, which is really cool. Now, the speed move combo, so Vanishing Assault. This is an interesting one. So you press X near your opponent, which will allow you to appear, sorry, X plus square, so both of them, which your opponent, which will allow you to appear and attack them from behind. This can be done at close and medium distance. Step in rush when pressing X square to perform a rush attack, moving it from a step. And then the burst meteor, press triangle plus square after a Z burst dash to enable a follow-up with an attack that will slam your opponent down. That's pretty interesting. Let's have a look at the video because this is quite interesting, guys. So here we have the offensive. Right, so got the first one. Nice. Power smash. Nice. Now it's the grand splash, so it's a crazy one, right? Oh, the bottom one, yeah, okay. Left strike, left strike. Oh, I love this one. This is so good, so classic. Vanishing attack. Step and rush. Burst meteor. Alright. Dragon dash attack. This is a classic one. Dragon homing, yeah. Go with that. Boom. Lightning attack, okay?
Over here! What's wrong? Touche.
Oh, nice.
Well done.
That's actually interesting there. So you have a ground throw. Oh, actually, we're looking at offensive 3. Okay, my bad. Oh, my bad, guys. This is offensive 2. This was the original one. The offensive... Actually, no. Where was it? I don't know. It doesn't show up. It doesn't show up. Oh, so there's only one video for the offensive. Okay, makes sense. Alright, great stuff. So yeah, so you have rush chain, smash attack, lift strike, speed move combos, vanishing, step in. So this is gonna be really good because you can definitely like mentally, practice these in your head to get ready for when the follow-ups come and the gameplay comes. Especially the lightning attack and the vanish attack. I mean, this is really cool because you can definitely practice this a lot when you go get the game because they're really important. And the ground throw, I think this is a really good one. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if this one was actually doable in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I just don't remember, but this is actually really cool because when they go down, you can continue the combo doing a throw, and then you can keep on the pressure on the opponent, causing even further damage, which is really, really cool. That's really nice. Now we have the defensive, so we have different defensive ones. So we have the guards, the recovery, and the counters. So the guards, very simple, R1, and you can orient the guard going, so you have the standard guard, the basic guard, and you have guard up, guard down. But very important because, yes, of course, certain attacks are directed with the high or low, but also watch out for certain offensive and defensive moves, as directed guards can actually put you at a disadvantage. So if you don't know where they're going to come from, just keeping the guard is actually more effective than going up and down, because if you go up and down and you don't know what to anticipate, you can actually be disadvantaged. Now the recovery, press down before hitting a wall or the ground to recover. And Dragon Dash recovery, press up before hitting the ground or a wall, which is really cool. Enables to return directly back to your opponent with a Dragon Dash. So just by pressing that before hitting the wall, you recover and you can go back to fighting, which is really cool. Now this one is a really good one. So counters, you have different counters here. So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 counter. That's crazy, right? Super perception. So you hold circle, simple as that, and you consume ki or your skill count and counters your opponent before getting hit. If you use super perception at the last moment against an opponent's rush attack, a sonic sway will be triggered. This allows you to quickly dodge the rush and counter while reducing their ki. You can also counter some blasts such as Kamehameha, really cool, but it will cost up to 2 skill counts to counter this. So remember, this is of course really important. Next one, the Z counters. So before your opponent's Vanishing Assault lands, the longer an exchange continues, the greater the damage a return counter will deal. An exchange of Z counters will continue until you or your opponent fails to correctly time your counters. So you press R1 just before your opponent lands. That's really cool because, of course, just imagine like the longer the chain, the more crazy this is gonna get. I think the Z counter also uses key, if I'm not mistaken. So it does use key, so you cannot just spam it to infinity and beyond. So key management is gonna be really important. Revenge counter, so press R3 to perform a counter attack that can be used even when being attacked. This is a get out of jail card, basically. Using this skill consumes a skill point, but it is also an effective response to any type of attack of your opponent. Pay attention to the direction you're being hit from before trying to use a revenge counter. Super counters, a counter that is effective against almost all attacks by pressing up and square to deliver a huge blow to counter your opponent. It can be used even while getting hit, as well as against attacks from behind, but extremely precise timing is required. So this is basically, you know, like Elden Ring, Dark Souls counter, which is going to be really difficult, and very few people are going to be able to pull it off because the combos are insanely fast in this game. But the revenge counter is your get out of jail card, which is going to be really cool, and then the Z counter is going to basically be the one that you can continue to use until your key runs out, and it's going to be also a way to kind of like build up that punishment if you're really good at responding. Really cool. Evasion, high-speed evasion, so press R1 right before some attacks. Evading the attack and create a chance of countering and sweeping your opponent in the process. But of course, when you do the evade with R1, your opponent can retaliate by doing R1 as well. So of course, you have to make sure you take that into account. And step in sway, so you press X and then R1, which will allow you to perform an attack evasion, which is also pretty interesting. So let's just see this in action because it's going to be interesting. So I have the defensive here 3, which is going to be a cool one. So this one, guys, you have to learn all of it because it's so important. Some sway.
Take this seriously.
Nice. Exception.
Expected you.
Zigander.
Too shabby.
Revenge. Super counter, nice. So this is the hardest one. Whoa! High speed evasion, alright. Step and sway. Alright, so that's how it works. Okay, interesting. So kind of like, this is interesting because of course this one here, which is the step in sway, and this one is kind of similar, to be honest. I mean, I guess the main difference in these is that, I mean, I'm not sure what's the main difference. I mean, it's very similar. So you kind of step in. I guess what happens if you want to step in and then you realize your opponent is going to attack you, you can just kind of like evade the last minute. So that's really cool. So this, I guess, is more like an offensive evasion. This is more of a defensive evasion, which is, of course, makes sense. But yeah, I quite love the Z counter. The revenge counter is really cool, but it does use a skill count, so you cannot spam it, as you can imagine. And the super counter, guys, this one is going to be so damn hard to pull off because it's so difficult. Like, you have to be so careful because it's just crazy. Like, it's literally like, it's hard. It's gonna be hard, man, especially because the counters are super fast, as you can see here. Look at this. All right, look at this super counter. Did you see that? Like, crazy, man. Look at that. So the moment Piccolo kind of like try to hit you, you just have to then basically like do like look at that. It's like the last, like the same moment you get attacked, you do it straight away. So your reaction is gonna have to be like super on point here, because otherwise it's just not gonna work. Simple as that. But guys, that's it for today's video. This is damn exciting. This is the second guide. If you want to check this out, of course, you have the other guides on the website. So if you go to the Dragon Ball Bandai Namco EU and you go to the top here, you have the fundamentals, the strategy and combos, and I guess this one is going to be even more advanced stuff, like for example strings, transformations, special abilities, ultimates, like stuff like that, you know, like unique skills, other stuff. So yeah, guys, quite exciting, and this is really cool stuff, guys. Cannot wait to check more of this stuff and find out even more what we're gonna get for the game before release. But guys, if you're new to the channel, as always, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and I shall see you later in the next videos.